Hello and welcome to the Philippines. I'm here back at JRC Visa Consultancy and Immigration Services talking to JR himself. And we're going to discuss the motion for reconsideration if you're getting close to running over your visa here in the Philippines, or if you have run over your visa in the Philippines, and he's the expert.
So my pleasure to give some information for your subscribers as well of what is going on. So speaking about the motion for consideration, but before I go further to that, I wish that your subscribers are doing well right now. They're safe, they're healthy, and still kicking off to survive gracefully despite of this pandemic thing. So yeah, going back to the motion for reconsideration, first your subscribers needs to understand the following. Once you have not extended your visa on time, then you will be considered as an overstaying alien. But first, your subscribers need to understand that there are two major classifications of a foreigner based on the immigration law. Number one is a visa required or restricted national, wherein they can only stay here maximum of 24 months on tourist visa. On the other side, these foreign nationals are the non-visa required or non-restricted national as classified with the Bureau of Immigration, which can stay up to maximum of 36 months. So that should have the distinction with each other. Now, going back to the motion for reconsideration, the motion for reconsideration is a mere request to the Bureau of Immigration that is basically in Manila, the main office of the Bureau of Immigration. It's a request for you to be extended beyond your maximum allowable stay. So your subscribers need to further understand that, because if they have not maximized yet their allowed stay and they have not extended their visa for several reasons, like for more than 6 months, but not to the maximum allowable stay, they need to file the motion for consideration. One of the reasons are they are requesting for a new passport, they have medical issues, that's why they cannot go to the Bureau of Immigration, especially they are far from the office of the Bureau of Immigration. Now, there are also cases that they have not extended their visa for 12 months or a year. They need also to file the motion for consideration. Now, because of this pandemic, some of the Westerners have gone to the Philippines by the visa run. So before the 36 months ended, they get out of the country, come back, they have fresh 36. That is where most of the problems are popping up right now. So for those who have merely on the 36 month or have gone through or after already with the 36 months, they need to file the motion for reconsideration. Now, as I have mentioned earlier, the motion for reconsideration is a mere request for you to be extended more than the allowable stay, either 24 months or 36 months. Yes.
A method to this, you can go, not every immigration officer can process that.
Exactly, that's correct, Rod. As of this time, after the ECQ last year, sometimes April and May, the Bureau of Immigration recognizes that they have already given some leeways or grace period for foreigners who have overstayed or not have updated their visa up to June 30, and then it was extended up until, if my memory serves me right, I think up until the last day of July. But after that, they have actually they will need already to file that one in the Bureau of Immigration in Manila office.
Okay. And you are one of the people who can do that. You can handle all that processing.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, you know the people here, you know some people in Manila, so you can help expedite that process.
Exactly, Rod. For the process itself, I want you to understand that we need to prepare your your paperwork. One of these is a form which will be duly notarized. There will be an additional Bureau of Immigration form. There will also be another request that will be notarized, and the extension form. The extension form can be used once your visa will your motion for reconsideration will be approved, and that will be the time that you will be given to update your visa.
Okay. And how long does this take, and how much extra time do they usually give you with a motion for reconsideration, or what is the next step if they approve that?
That's a good question, Rod, because that is there are clients already that come to us. Hey, I have heard that my colleague has have already gone to someone and have actually told us that they only need to pay this much and they're allowed to extend 6 months.
Okay.
Now, we will now focus your subscribers now, especially who are in the Philippines, need to know this. If you already on the 36 months example, that's the maximum. You will be given based on your situation. Now, once you apply for the motion for reconsideration, going back to your question, it's either you will be given 60 days, 30 days to leave the country, or 60 days to 120 days to apply or secure for an appropriate visa. So it gives you two options.
Okay.
Two options, it's either you decided to leave the country and come back again once the borders will be open, or you will be applying for an appropriate visa.
Okay. But even if they allow you, give you the 2 months to leave, they're going to charge you, they're going to penalize you and charge you, of course, for the additional.
Yes.
So do you know how much that will be, or does it depend upon the person's circumstances?
Okay. We will take a look at two options or two situations. The situation right now is you have already exceeded the 36 months allowable stay. For example, you have already lapsed for 3 months. The processing of the motion for reconsideration, since it will go through Manila office, it will go through the receiving of the tourist visa section, it will be evaluated by the legal department of the Bureau of Immigration before it will reach for the office of the commissioner, where they will be approving your order or approval. Now, that is already the process that you're trying to take a look. So on that regard, that is important that you actually know what is the process of that particular motion for reconsideration process for you to be guided accordingly.
How often does it happen that they don't approve and they say, okay, you need to leave the country immediately, and then there's also a fine involved?
Yes, there is.
They will fine you if they will say, here's get on this plane and
normally based on experience, if you go to the first option of leaving the country, they will actually fine you with at least, there's two costs that you need to take a look right now. That is the arrears.
Okay.
Normally it would range between 25,000 pesos. Plus, going back to my example earlier, you will have to extend from 3 months, and then from the processing time, for example, you'll be approved and settled for another additional 3 months, then you need to update your visa to 6 months. This is more likely around, for the total cost, that will be around $1,000 approximately.
Okay, all right. So the one option is to pay the fine and get your visa up to date, and then get out of the country.
Yes.
The other option is you want to extend. You're passed, or you're going to be passed, and you want to extend so that you can apply for other visas, like a marriage visa.
Yes.
That type of thing.
Yes. That's true. That's true.
So that will give you the time to do that. You're still going to pay the same penalty, pretty much. The
More
penalty
likely.
and the extension, but that will give you time, and then you'll have the cost of whatever other visa you're going to try to pursue.
Exactly, you got it right, Rod. So one thing also that I would like to share with your subscribers, because it came to my attention that they have actually disapproved because they were ordered to leave the country. Basically, the motion for reconsideration is a request of the extension beyond 36 months. Once they will allow you, or the commissioner will sign the order that you will be leaving the country in 30 days, then that is still an approval. Otherwise, you will not be allowed to leave the country since you already surpassed the 36 mark.
Oh, okay.
So that is a thing that you need also your subscribers who are stuck here in the Philippines for now.
Right.
Wherever are you right now, stay put. We can guide you. Call Rod if you need some information.
Call JR. Don't call me.
He's the guy. So we will actually be gladly help you out in your situation. It will be on a case-to-case basis. Plus, when you leave the country, the 30 days is non-extendable. Before you can leave the country, you need to have an exit clearance. That will take you more or less 3 to 5 working days to process at the nearest Bureau of Immigration office.
Okay.
And also, most of the time, they will require you with an NBI clearance.
Okay.
That is more or less 2 to 4 weeks processing. So, once you file your visa and you're planning to leave the country as tourist and you go back to your country, make sure that you get that in advance.
Okay.
Otherwise, your timeline as the Bureau of Immigration approve you to do so to leave the country will be very, very tight.
Okay. Somebody told me they were processing the exit clearance at the airport. They're not doing that?
That was acceptable before.
Okay.
But now there's no official advisory yet from the Bureau of Immigration.
Okay.
I would also recommend to your subscribers or viewers that before taking a look at a certain information, verify it to the Bureau of Immigration website or to our webpage.
Right.
So that you can actually back it off with an official advisory.
Right. Yeah, because this stuff can change and has been changing
Exactly.
very quickly.
Very quickly.
Now I get many comments on my channel. People, in fact, just today, a guy said, my visa runs out in June, and I'm married, but I need to get the marriage visa. So I need to talk to JR and rush this through. So that is now, when you're that close, June, can he get the 13A that fast, or does he have to do the motion for reconsideration?
Okay. First things first, that will be on our second option already for filing the motion for reconsideration.
Right, okay.
All right, we're going there.
All right.
So instead of you leaving the country because you have your lovely wife and you have probably your kid, then you're opting to get married and have it official right now. Now, first things first, you need to understand that the visa processing is a different process of getting married.
There will be a part 2 to this video in a day or two, but I've asked JR to kind of tell you a little bit about their consultancy services, as well as their real estate services and their business services, setting up businesses.
I know this will be a challenging time for us. Stay put. There are a lot of things to be happy about. If you have problems on your visa and immigration services, let us know. Let's talk. We have our team being ready to help you. Rod is also there. And I want to mention too, you don't just have the visa consultancy, you have the real estate company. Yes, we
also do. You're registered real estate.
Yes.
And you've got several people working in your Cebu City office.
Yes.
On the immigration side and the real estate side.
Yes, that's true.
And then you also help people incorporate or set up their businesses.
Yes, that's
you're
true.
involved in all that type of thing as well.
Yes, we do. For the real estate, it came up to our realization that there are still foreigners, not just Westerners, who have not been well informed of the process. Like there is a client of ours buying a portion of a parcel of land under her or his wife, but unfortunately they're not holding the title. So that is something that they seem to be okay, but I might sound harsh to them, but I'm just telling, hey, this is the right thing to do. Protect your assets. You spend money of this. This is a hard-earned money for you. That's my end goal. But unfortunately, they are already in the situation, and I hope they can actually fix it. Because once you have, like, for example, 100 square meters and you buy 10 square meters, what they only got is the deed of absolute sale and a tax declaration, and they don't even have the original copy of the title.
Okay.
The deed. All right. And also to the business solution side, We have clients right now who have set up the business. Yes, you have set up the business. Corporation, for example. But you need to know, once you set up and register a business, you will have an obligation, a reportorial obligation every year to the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. You have also an obligation for your tax returns, regardless if you have an income or not. And you also have the compliances of the yearly for the business permit. You have a lot of things that you should know. That is our basic concept of rendering our service to you and to our future subscribers, to your subscribers, to our future clients.
Thanks for watching. Check out part 2 of this video very soon. I'll put the contact information in the description of the video.